Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We just had red flag news CPI come out. I'm very skeptical about trading price action around this. CPI broke out of its range to the upside. Mean reverting. No, let's go to 1 minute. We were shortly trending, coming back down to its mean. I don't know how I feel about trading red flag news anymore. It's unpredictable. Markets just want to mess around. And I'm not for that. I just want to take my setups clean. I don't want no manipulation or interruptions in between. See, like, might have to wait for the markets to cool down. 9:30, 10 a.m. We'll see what happens. My sleep wasn't the best sleep. I kept waking up. Like, I woke up in the middle of the night at like 3 a.m. I'm like, what time is it? Is it time to like get up? And it's like 3 a.m. I'm like, what the heck, bro? I gotta go back to sleep. I gotta get my ass back to sleep, man. What the hell? Bitcoin had to move. I haven't traded like here. But yeah. Pre-market prep. Gold, silver's cooking. But yeah, look at this order flow action, bruh. Strong, positive, sellers coming in. I don't know how to feel about trading these days. These red flag news days. So let's see what the professor is saying. Good morning.
Do yourself by becoming rich. Take all your money, buy Bitcoin.
Wake up every morning and say GM. Jim. Jim. Right. It is Tuesday. So we are crawling through the week. Bitcoin looks all right. It's building more value towards the top end of the range. So I talked about on the weekend about can it avoid losing the 90k level, losing the discount zone, premium zone, I should say, staying up in that area. The short trade set up from trade of the week will require rejection off of 93 or 93.5. Wait and see. This way it's slow grinding. I think it's building to push higher, probably to take out these highs. It's also stuck here at the top end of its volume profile, top end of the value area of the volume profile, I should say. So I think once we start trading outside of this, Bitcoin is probably set for a push higher. Long overdue. 96k being the first level to watch. See if it's able to break away from this inside week and series of inside weeks that it's been putting in. So start trading above and holding 92. Expect a move towards 96. I think those highs from Monday of last week are attackable from a liquidity perspective. So I think that'll get hit, probably hit that 96. From there, we'll see if it's time for it to have a bit more expansion to the upside or not. And any downside is going to be below 90. Pretty simple, just where these closes have been coming in. Everything between 90 and 92. Narrow compression. First move was up. This is part of a pullback. Obviously not in a trend. It's still within the range. So it really just depends on which way that breaks, which side it breaks, which is going to take some time. ETH compressing further and further and further and further. Not too much to add there onto what Bitcoin's already been doing. Sol stronger than both. Sol's actually holding up pretty nicely here. And from a base perspective, it's bottomed out, trading up back at previous resistance, holding above its 50, traded now here for a few days, building a nice tight consolidation. That's the kind of setup you want to see, but for a continuation. So you want to see, when I say you, I mean me. So you can trade whatever you want to trade, but the way I want to trade is this exact setup, but when something's already marked up. So whenever it's already had an impulsive move higher, it's already had a markup, that's exactly the kind of thing you want to see. This type of pattern here is exactly what you want to see after a markup. Nice consolidation of the highs leading continuation. But first it needs to mark up. So there's a lot of other opportunities elsewhere. This is where, like in stock market, for example, you've got a bunch of things that have marked up. Perfect example is the same exact movement on Sol, but after October's markup from 25 to 60. You want to see demand. Like, you need to actually see that there is demand there. And for this, that's not really what we have yet. If Sol's able to mark up 30 or 40% off these lows and out of this 145 level, I mean, if Sol could move up even 30%, if we move to 190, that's where I would start looking at it more for a consolidation that could lead it on towards retest of some of these highs. So I think some of these are in good positions to potentially start building. But right now, it's just consolidation near the local resistance, and for every one of them, you have this exact. This is the problem. This is the point. This is the risk. This is not what you want to see. So I talked about when Pepe popped higher. Those 4 days seemed like 4 weeks ago, right? Popped out, and it's just been slow bleed. This is not consolidation you want to see. That's not the type of consolidation I want to see for continuation. Now, it could be if it's, but it's not going to take like another few weeks for it to actually hold, and then that is your proper markup consolidation, and you can have a second leg off that. But the way this is being sold into, the way this is bleeding, is just exactly like it does on every time you see one of these bumps fail. It looks like this. It impulses and then runs out of steam, and then what you see after is just either long, fast, or slow refilling of that. You can see it on Cardano on the weekly when Trump won the election. It's just that. It's exactly that. It's just an impulse out of nowhere, an impulse out of nowhere, and that's it. Everything else is just slowly filling it in. And there's bounces, but they're just traps, and it retraces, and it bounces, and it traces, eventually comes all the way back down. Pepe's doing that on a daily. May or may not be the case, but certainly there's no strength there relative to the move it had up. Render did. Render had a better move and has, at least to this point, shown better consolidation. Pushed higher, but too soon. I showed Render the other day and I mentioned that. I was like, you don't really want to see it going higher so soon. But that's fine on a pullback, as long as it holds and consolidates. It's got to let the volatility compress a little bit so you can have that proper second leg. So look, the ones that have moved most off the lows are the ones that are the most attractive. They're absolutely the ones you want to be looking at. You want to be looking at leaders, you want to be looking at alts that have shown momentum that if we do get a second move, they can run. Render's moved up, doubled off the lows, more than doubled off the lows. That breakout attempt has failed, yes. So if it loses this level, then you're back to the full reversion. But any hold of the bands and consolidation, that's what you want to see. You want to see price now actually hold that level, build value. That's the difference in crypto. Is anyone going to come in and actually bid this? Are they going to come in and buy? Are they going to come in and support it? Is it going to hold? If it consolidates for a few days or a week, it means that there's accumulation happening. It means that people are actually willing to stop it from moving, which is key to continuation. Of course, it may fail, but it gives you a much better setup for continuation. You see the markup, and you see price getting supported. And so after the markup, price gets supported, and it slows down, it compresses before the next breakout. So, in looking at that, that's what I'll be watching for across any alts that are on your radar. As for stocks, they brushed off Powell's FUD. They said, nope, fuck you, Powell, does not matter. So obviously, Powell came out and talked about the Fed and not being threatened by Trump and Department of Justice and weaponizing and blah, blah, blah. The simple fact is, the markets didn't care, and that's all that matters. Price shrugged it off, went higher. Like I said yesterday, where we have, if you look at these, it was an ES, wasn't it? Yeah. I think maybe mark that off, but these are the levels you're watching. So from yesterday on NASDAQ, I watched these daily structure levels break or hold. They held. Same as the ES, you had the two levels. You had this level in between as well. Does it break or hold? It held. For gold pushed through new highs off the back of that, and also just through momentum. It's fine from here. Probably going to pull back below it briefly, but still in a good solid uptrend. And BTC from that same spot hasn't given any real indication. 90, 92, both of them still holding. Obviously, consolidate. That's all fine. Bullish continuation towards 100. Well, obviously 90 first, but if it starts to consolidate, you're looking higher. losing 80 would be the level to watch. Back to BTC. It's pressing and it's pushing. It looks like it's going to expand the uptrend. Still, with all of that, it's not at the point where there's actual continuation or trades to be taken. For me, this is still just, it looks better and it is, and it should be, but it is also just the same level it was at in November, in December, and early December. Each of those sold off. Each of those look good at the time. So it's the same thing. If Bitcoin ends up rolling over like that, it's not going to be a surprise because it's still range bound. And stocks broadly are stronger because all the money's flowing into them, because all the money that's going to be printed and all the fiscal side and all this, everything Trump's doing, defense spending, AI spending, everything else, everything, Germany, still seeing it, even the UK. And this is the part which breaks people's game. And this is the part which breaks people's brains because these economies are fucked, but the stock market's in new highs. So the financialization, money has to go, money goes there, money has to go into the big companies. The money flows to the top like that, and so they go higher. So that's why you have to own assets. And Bitcoin is one of those assets, and that's why you should own Bitcoin. If you own it, you have to understand that it will also have its time. It's just not time yet for it to be the all-time highs or whatever. That time will come, as it always does. It comes back around. There's rotations of capital around the world. And for individual stocks, Google is higher. It's sort of limped its way to a breakout rather than anything impulsive but good. Nice move, pre-market even higher. That should see it push further. So some big new product released by Claude, which looks like it's going to destroy half the workforce. If you've seen it, it's like basically like a super smart virtual assistant, like not some retard thing, but something that actually works. I'm going to try it out and see if it is any good. It looks unreal on the Twitter post they did. Everyone's happy about it. And Google owns like 11% of Anthropic, I believe. And Anthropic is who are behind Claude. So it's sort of a way to play on the success of Anthropic and Claude as one of the AI players is Google. Built a bit like how Microsoft was for OpenAI, because Anthropic and OpenAI they're not IPO yet. They both will, but they're not yet. So you do the next best thing, which is take a position in the one that owns them. Also, Apple have chosen Google's Gemini, I believe, for iPhone, for like the Siri AI thing. I thought that was already decided a while back, but there was another headline about it yesterday. So a bunch of good headlines for Google, which have been helping it. While the rest are sort of just lagging. NVIDIA, Apple itself, coming off of a sell-off, probably looking to find some support here around the 20 week. Obviously Microsoft stays, I think it's still in this, forever shop. And after selling off as well. Tesla doesn't back up. If it gets back above 470 or 480, it starts to get interesting for potential breakout. That's what you want to see when you see the false breakout. So it failed the all-time high breakout, comes back. You want to see it find support. Find support right above 420, of course, the Elon mean number. But seriously, you just want to see it. Put in any higher low and start to trade up into this area again. That's what breakouts start to look good for later on.
Looks like ES is leading today.
Yeah. CPI today as well. So the big one in terms of market, low time frame market potential for movement will be inflation number dropping in about an hour or so. And trade the day, I'll go with that.
Oh, I don't know, man. Promise to follow my system rules. My system rules, easy to follow. Breakout on the 15-minute chart price action, confirm candle close. We move to the 1-minute system. And if system confirms that bias, then we can enter for a limit order long. Make sure our brackets are on. We'll do that now. Make sure our brackets are on. Brackets enabled. There we go. Yes, there we go. Perfect. Go to the 1 minute because we want to see them candles. So I believe Rashen is in for a long, somewhere like this. What time did he enter? at around 9 o'clock. Looks like a pretty good entry. Shan, if I was you, I'd move that to a 1-to-1 risk to reward, break even. But that's not you. For some reason we got logged out. We got a fresh new balance on the funded. Starting off at 0. Promise to follow my rules. Boom. Promise to follow risk management rules. So my risk management rules today will be $250 risk per trade. And I'm going to allow for 2 trades. 2 trades today. Review previous trade performance. So my previous trade performance went pretty well. Last week was pretty good. And let me see. Previous trade we took. We can just show it over here. This was yesterday. This was yesterday's trade. Like 5 points there. Got about like 21 point gain. Price went all the way up even more. But yeah, 21 point gain. Just something like that. And then that was the funded account right there. So price broke out. Kind of did the same thing that it's doing right now. But look at that ugly ass price action. Look at, so ugly. Look how clean this was. Broke out, went straight up. This is clean. This is ugly. That's fucking ugly, man. You don't want to see that shit. Look at that. I do not want to participate in that bullshit right there. I'm gonna tell you that. But it looks like price is making a new range. Yeah, price made a new range. So this would be the lower end of the range. Range low. Range high. Then we have a mid leg here. Something like that. But this could also be a new range that's forming if we take our fib tool from this here. Got that 75% retracement above it, so that's what I'm seeing. Just like that. We broke this range, so we can just put this back there. Not really sure. I'm not really excited for price action today. If I take no trades, I'll be fine with that. Because like I'm gonna take what the market's gonna present to me. But if it's gonna present some bullshit and it's not gonna present anything good for me today, I'm just gonna wait for tomorrow. Even tomorrow we have CPI, a lot of red flag news. Thursday, no news. Or no, sorry, Friday, no news. Friday could be some clean price action. When you have news like this, and we have news all day, like even yellow folder news and stuff, it's just not what you want to see. It's just not what you want to see in terms of price action. Because when you go to price action, it looks fucking ugly like this. Like, what is that, bruh? Check it. Like, what is that, man? Come on now. Do I really want to be trading in this? Right? Like, just seems like a lot of fuckery, you know? I'll go to a prime example. I'll show an example about last week. We'll go to last week's price action. And I believe it was on a Friday. Yes, it was right here. Now look at this price action. Was it Friday? No, it was Wednesday. Look at this bullshit, man. Break out of its range. Alright. Break out of its range. Price comes down 9:30. So we have a market structure break. This is unstructured price action. Comes back up, makes a bounce, goes for longs. We took 2 losses and then 1 win. But like, just look at this shit. That's some bullshit there. We don't want to participate in that shit. We want a clean move like this. Like, look at that short. Even though it's out of our time frame. That's clean. That's what we want. Mark down. Distribution. Mark down. Distribution. Or no. Distribution. Distribution's right here. Then we make our mark our mark down. That's the type of price action that we want to see. So here we have it again. Accumulation, mark up, accumulation, mark up, and mark down, accumulation, break out of this range, mark up, distribution, mark down, distribution, mark down, fake out, accumulation, break up, mark up, and then we have accumulation, mark up. This is just red flag news. I don't know what can happen here. It's not 9:30, it's happened at 8:30, so if anything we missed the move so far. Let's see yesterday's summary lesson. Day trading summary, market setup, 9:30 a.m. price broke, upward with strong trending behavior, 15-minute chart broke out, blah blah blah. Missed our entry, the Fibonacci tool. Okay, so I'm just gonna begin journaling right now again. I'm gonna call it red flag news, CPI. The date, time, what time is it? 9:18. a.m. So I have some pictures here of CPI. I'm just gonna remove that for now. I could put that back. Looks like we're moving higher. So I journaled. Looks like ES wants to lead today. That's how you're moving, eh? Silver just no time. Silver's just playing no games, bruh. Really. Or now I just wait for market open. I'm not in this trade, by the way. Just want to see how price action is.